Let's talk about the royal family, though, because this morning on the front pages, very much front and centre of an awful lot of the papers, including The Sun, hardest year of my life is what it says, and it's a picture of Prince William with his adoring wife, Kate, leaning on his shoulder, asking his trip to South Africa, how his year has been. He said, honestly, it's been dreadful. It's probably been the hardest year of my life because he's had to deal with his wife's cancer, but also his father's cancer, King Charles. Rupert Bell is here. Rupert, very good morning to you.
Good morning, Mike.
I mean, a very heartfelt interview, this. I mean, it's only probably a remark, I suppose, that he's made, but, you know, it proves, and I think this is why people like William and why they like Kate, is it proves that they're just like every other human being, doesn't it?
It does. And look, any family going through a double cancer diagnosis is going to put strains on all members of that family, and particularly when you're in the high-profile position that the Prince of Wales is in. And he's, luckily for him now, it appears now he's been able to get back to operating on a more normal schedule. But 2024 clearly has been a very tough year, probably more than anything mentally, for him to deal with the fact that his father is recovering from cancer and his wife, obviously, is still not, it would seem, 100% out of the woods yet, but is definitely on the road to recovery. So, and that's why he was able to head off to South Africa for the Earthshot Prize, which seemed to be attracting all the right headlines for him and what he sets out to achieve. Whatever your view, you can't actually fail to applaud the initiatives that he is trying to encourage through the Earthshot Prize.
Exactly right. A bit of breaking news even as we speak, Rupert. The Princess of Wales is to attend both Remembrance Sunday service at the Cenotaph and the Festival of Remembrance at the Royal Albert Hall on Saturday. That's an announcement coming just out of Buckingham Palace, even just as we speak.
Well, it was always likely to be on the cards. We always thought these more sort of formal state occasions, which are very important to her, if she was able to be there, she would. And we've seen her, she was at the King's birthday parade earlier this year. She went to Wimbledon. Went to Southport recently as well. So, but this is a national remembrance service. And of course, she would very much want to be there, not only at the Royal Albert Hall tomorrow night, but also the service at the Cenotaph, which is a good sign that at least she feels well enough. Her doctors have sort of cleared her in a way to be there. Look, it's a very staged, managed event, so it can be coordinated well. So it's a very encouraging sign that she's going to be at these two events. It was always likely to happen, but now, obviously, with that news, Mike, it's confirmation that she will be there. She
will indeed. And one other sort of side issue to the stories in the papers this morning is this one, which I find rather funny. Princess Charlotte apparently broke down in floods of tears when she first saw her father's trendy new beard. I must admit, when I see people with beards, I feel the same way.
Well, I've never wanted to have a beard, but it does seem to be the way of the... It might have been a bit of a shock, but actually, I'm not quite sure. Doesn't it take a bit of a time? You have to go through the designer stubble phase first. Isn't that the way it happens? And then it becomes full-on beard. But obviously, Charlotte may have preferred a clean-shaven dad. He's now accepted that this is his current look.
No, I mean, my problem with beards is that, you know, I sort of judge people by how well-groomed the beard is. If it's a bit too designer stubbly, which is what it looks like on the front page of the Times today, it looks like he's kind of, he's been sort of quaffing it and rubbing beard oil into it and all that sort of stuff. And once you start getting down to that, I'm sorry, you've lost me. So I'm not a fan. I think you should shave it off.
Well, I'm not a fan of the beard, but it's not my place to judge.
No, of course not.
World, as you keep reminding us, Mike. So if he wants a beard, he can have one.
Yep, it is a free world most of the time. Rupert Bell talks royal correspondent. Thank you very much indeed.